Hey buddy, it's Victor. It's time to know that you can run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. I hope you had a great start to your Tuesday and you're staying warm because it's kind of snowing right now. It's nuts and way too cold. I don't like it this cold. I like cold. I don't like it this cold. So we're waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes. Obviously, with the weekend layover from the likes and everything like that, it'll be coming up very soon. Thank you all very much for the support over the weekend. And congrats if your football team made it to the divisional playoffs. It's going to be an interesting weekend of football. I'm glad the Commanders made it, honestly. No disrespect to Lions fans, but like I'm all in on the Commanders now. And Jaden Daniels, I think he is a stud. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Horatio Lionheart on this Invicta Discord. We need a bomb. We need a bomb. Here's some keys. The Phoebe Joey meme, it has to come back. We're kind of starved actually on the subreddit for memes right now. So submit your favorite art, your favorite memes, and yeah, take them over there. Today is going to be Romeo Whiskey Alpha 2, Charlie, Foxtrot, Mike, Juliet. Oh boy, we got Skipping Stone and we got Vade Retro again. I don't know why Vade Retro keeps showing up here, but you know, let's give credit where credit's due. Vade Retro is not a bad item. It's just not an item that I would want to start with or even have. That makes sense. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just not what I would want from a starting item. I don't know why that one got me. Now, Vade Retro, it can do some interesting stuff. I do hope that they buff it one of these days, though. It wouldn't even be like a very hard buff to do. It would just simply be like, hey, let the spirits move towards or aggravate towards enemies in the room. I think that's a very elegant way of making this item a lot better, and definitely something that I would use a lot more. I don't even know what I got stuck on there. I guess I got stuck on the corner. Yeah, we don't have a lot of we don't have HP to be giving away here. I think I got stuck in the corner of that pod or something. X-ray vision, I mean, it's not bad. It allows us to be able to see all the secret rooms and super secret rooms for free. It allows us to go in there so we don't have to worry about guessing, especially on Curse of the Lost like this. And who knows what kind of untold, unseen benefits this is going to give us now. Like having like a whole bunch of money here. We're only one away from having a premium item, but no bombs, no keys is going to make it difficult for us to cash in on this. One bomb, oh man. One bomb and we are laughing, my brother. Yeah, it's way too cold. I mean, like, way too cold. There you go. That's what Vade Retro can do. I know there's a Tinted Rock up there, but I kind of want to take a little bit of a risk and go for this here chest. Because this is a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. Walk out the room, walk back in to despawn the spider. And we got a bomb and a soul heart. That was the perfect, absolute perfect scenario that just happened right there. And we can get a deck of cards. Which, I mean, deck of cards is also a very good starting item. And look at that, we even get ourselves the reverse tower card. And a Hierophant card, oh my gosh, okay. All right, we're seeing the light early here on Tuesday. Even a double soul heart payout. Dude, what is going on here? Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss having the instant damage here from Vade Retro because, like, it was nice being able to trigger those spirits. The main problem that we're facing right now is the lack of tears and damage, especially. 2.51 damage is absolutely atrocious. Now, Skipping Stone also is kind of a turd in the punch bowl because it does slow down your shots. Even though it does have some speed behind it, it artificially inflates the amount of time that it takes for your tears to go to the target because it's got to balance, it's got to do the animation. It'd be much better if we just simply had just a tier that went straight ahead without having to bounce and anything like that. But there's a lot of fun activations that you can have with the bouncing. Obviously, Skip a Cack is one of them, although it's very dangerous. You have Jacob's Ladder. You've got Mysterious Aura, or Mysterious Liquid. I mean, that's probably the most Chad alpha play right there. Is getting, if we can get Mysterious Liquid with Flatstone, it is going to send. It's not worth us taking a double charge here. Another bomb, and we're actually pretty happy. Okay, this is Blighted Ovum is not a good fight for us right now. Our movement speed's bad. Our shot speed is okay, but our tears and damage, as we just got done talking about, are not good. So we've got to be ultra careful here. I mean, we're not in any danger of dying. Obviously, it's just we have to be careful. We don't want to throw away a lot of HP before we go to the Devil Deal on the next floor. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying that we're in immediate mortal danger here. Get a latch key. This is going to pay for the key on the next floor for the item room. I don't remember if there was a bomb in the shop. I don't think so. Let me go back and check real quick here. There was not. We could buy another key if we really wanted to, but no. Again, no disrespect. Oh, there we go. No disrespect to Vade Retro, but you need a little bit of buff. We're going to last week's question of the episode, coming in from Savenicus Germanius, who said, or Germanus Savenicus, on the YouTube comments from last week's episode, the Crawl episode, the first one of the Repentance Plus era, who said, if you could pick one of your songs to be the new music for a boss fight, which song would you pick and for which boss? I think that a great boss fight music theme that we have would definitely... I would have to say Stray would be one of the best ones that you could see for a boss fight. Even though there's lyrics in it, we do have instrumental versions of all of our songs that we produced as a separate album a couple years ago. That is available. But Stray is just an incredible track, and I think that it would go very well with one of the major bosses. I would like to hear it with maybe Old Beastie. Or Lamb. I think that would also be a very good addition to it. Not that, of course, there's anything wrong with Matthias's and Planet Ridiculon's soundtrack to those boss fights, obviously. But if I could just pick and choose, I think I would love to see Lamb rocking out to Stray. And of course, that Crawl episode, it was borderline. I would say borderline Crawl, barely passable as a run. But I was not. I honestly, it was a struggle bus all the way. I do like the sub series that we have going on though in the Isaac series with, you know, we got crawls, we got the new most powerful runs. You know, we have continuation thumbnails. I mean, it really is the golden era of everything. 2025 is off to an amazing start for the channel, and you know, I'm so excited about what's coming ahead for this year. Gonna be amazing. Can you believe that we're only 4 months away from the YouTube birthday subathon here, and on top of that, we've got you know, we got hopefully the next. Hopefully, I say hopefully, we got the next big game underway here in a month with Monster Hunter Wilds. Oh baby, yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be just rolling through every other game when it comes out, and you bet your bottom dollar your boy's going to be doing lots and lots of fighting. Now I've got to brush off my charge blade. Too many people have not been around long enough to know the ultra skills that your boy possesses for charge blade. I'm not the best charge blade player in the world, but I do pride myself on being a pretty solid charge blade main. If you don't know what the charge blade is or Monster Hunter, man, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but it's time to come out. Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be dropping soon. Not really a play in here, unfortunately. We could get a little bit of help. Could make like one play with the dull razor blade, but it's not even worth 7 cents, to be honest. What is worth it though is for us to use this money and go into this judgment and maybe get an HP upgrade so we can pay for the devil deal. That is what the goal is right now. Need to get something that we can fill up use these red hearts for. Maybe get an early Sacrum Shuffle, something like that. Yeah, there we go. Last cent, but it was worth it. I'm still not going to use the reverse tower card yet. There's really no point to me doing that. We've got plenty of HP for for the Devil Deal, and I think that it's best saved after a Devil Deal. So after we use these Soul Hearts and these Red Hearts, or I should say Red Heart, we can at least get them back on the next floor. Theoretically, anyway, we should be getting at least 1 or 2 Soul Hearts back out of this tower card, or more. That's what you can kind of consider reverse tower cards. They're just like a Hierophant card with extra steps. You know, I think that's a fair way to talk about them. That was a very tricky sidestep through that blood. I'm surprised that one of these Urglings have not died yet. I swear the game auto balances the HP between the bosses sometimes. Feels like that we've hit one more than the other, and then it still just lingers, and then we touch the other one that we seemingly haven't hit, and that one goes away. Okay, we take both of these here. We take Sack Dagger and... We take Sack Dagger, and we also take Death's Touch. 100%. Like, no doubt about it. Like, we're going to go down to low HP, but again, this is the whole reason why we had ours... we have our deaths... Or our God, I can't even think right now. The reverse tower card. It's so cold outside right now. Like... I think I'm going to go into the curse room here. We're going to sacrifice half of a Soul Heart, and this is dangerous. But I do think that this is possibly worth it here with this damage upgrade. Even though it destroyed our tears rate, I think this is still a good play. I'm not going to go in the curse room because I don't want to go down to a half heart because I don't trust our movement speed right now. Reverse Sun card is nice. I don't think the reverse Sun card doesn't. Yeah, it converts Red Heart containers. It doesn't convert to... It doesn't convert Soul Hearts, I don't think. Very happy to have the piercing shots, though. Okay, we get an extra key. That's fine. We need to take damage one time, and I'm probably just going to run into one of the fires real quick. There we go. Again, I'm doing this only so we can gain access to the boss trap room, and we'll see what we can get in there. That's HP. Let's... We have the bombs for it. There isn't enough space in there to use the reverse tower card. Well, this doesn't matter because we're not going to use it before we're going to the boss trap anyway. So let's just take... Let's take the devil card so we get our damage up. Take Magic Scab, which is going to give us HP. Okay, Larry Jr. is a bit of a punt here, and that's fine by me. We got Dingle, which we can probably chop down with Sack Dagger. And we might as well go in here. If we had a higher tears rate, I would consider Cursed Eye, but this is a there we go. Nice. That's a no-brainer right there. That's a totally easy, free, risk-free move is to go into the curse room there with only one red heart because we have a red heart waiting over here in the boss room. So it's totally free. It paid off in spades as long as we don't die to spikes right here. We got a nice tears upgrade, and we're going into the next floor with the possibility of getting all of our soul hearts back thanks to this reverse tower card. Good floor. So really now all we're looking for is just a good spot to rip this reverse tower card. This is a dangerous room. These guys do deal one full heart of damage if you get hit by the chub. So it's not an ideal situation here. Nice little curve shot with the flat stone. And I'm pressing my luck a little bit here, looking for the big time. Looking for the big-time room that we can use this reverse tower card in. The luck upgrade, which I will take. We get our bomb back, which is nice. So we can now go over here. Stay far away from the spikes, obviously. Get the counterfeit penny. That's totally fine. And all these mobs can kill us with one shot if we're not careful. So we got to really, really be locked in here. I'm pressing my luck right now by not using this reverse tower card. And with this movement speed and lack of damage, this is sketchy a little bit. Okay, we get the shop right here. And there we go. So we get ourselves the soul heart. We're now out of the danger zone. We get the blue map, which is also going to show us the location of all of the secret rooms now, which is kind of mapping in a way. It's not like crazy mapping, but it still sometimes allows us to have a read on where the boss room actually is. And I think that the best choice here is to play this Judgment just for more HP right now. I know that we've got this... We still got the reverse tower card we have not used yet, but the priority right now is getting maybe an extra HP upgrade here. There we go. Perfect. And we get our bomb back here, so we still have the ability to go use the reverse tower card when we need it. That's really good that we got this HP. Unfortunately, we get another orbital, which really sucks because we need all stats right now. Movement speed being probably the most critical one. But we're not going to get that. And I think it would be a very big waste for us not to at least go into the super secret room, especially when we have free access. We just have to clear a couple rooms and we're there. This is really where the piercing shots will come in handy. And of course, Sack Dagger as well. I mean, Sack Dagger can help. If you can wield it properly, Sack Dagger is a very big asset to being safe within close quarter combat situations. Like, we could maybe get lucky here. We tried. We do have we have one half heart because that other heart is locked behind the gaps there, so. Okay, well, I tried. Can't blame a guy for trying. I could have blown up the Rotten Beggar. That's probably the only misplay there, but that's okay. You thought I was gonna forget the reverse tower card, didn't you? You thought I was gonna forget the reverse tower card. Be honest. Be honest, it's okay. Hey, look. Hey, it's okay to be wrong sometimes. I admit when I'm wrong. Don't worry, you boys got it. This time. First of line. This is probably where we're going to end up ripping our reverse tower card, to be honest. Especially now. I don't know how that Globin hit us. This is... We need to be exceedingly careful in here, though, when we place our bombs. Because of the mushrooms. We got it back far, far away. Get a soul heart. And there was there's two more tinted rocks in here, so we got very fortunate. And maybe get lucky with a magic mush here. 2 soul hearts, very nice. Now we still have a tinted rock in this room, but we unfortunately ran out of bombs, so got to go a long way around to get to the secret room. I think this is one of those times where we may need to just go ahead and take a blind item. Maybe. Obviously, we're gonna take the blind item from the boss. The hermit card. Okay. Gotta keep an eye here. The Globins are not the danger in here. It's the dips. Get ourselves a Yave. Put a bomb. Then you're trying to place a bomb. I'm like, this bomb is not working. Counterfeit penny, by the way, is our trinket. If you didn't know, it's going to increase the amount of value of coins that we pick up randomly. So, theoretically, it could give us like a couple of extra cents, which is nice. Again, I'm saying far away. Wow, that was a double soul heart payout again. We're getting so fortunate with these soul hearts. Yeah, you know what? Well, it is Curse of Blind, so I was gonna say we can go into the to the curse room, but then I was quickly reminded I shouldn't. Here we go. Sack Dagger being a huge MVP right now. Gonna skip the item room again. Curse the Blind, yada yada yada. I don't think we're there quite yet. In desperation, we're still going to take the boss room item. That'd be a very foolish thing not to do. The only thing that can really screw us would be experimental treatment from the boss. Emperor's card, nice. And unfortunately, this is not the right way to go, but the boss room's got to be on the other side of that big room there. And yeah, we're just kind of chilling. We're more than chilling. We're freezing right now. Yeah, you bring snow down here, and all hell breaks loose. It's not a good time for everybody. Like, snow is one of those things where it's great to see from far away. It's pretty in pictures, and that's where it needs to stay. Because whenever it snows down here, it is like the apocalypse. Like, no one knows how to drive, and no one wants to drive, and the ones that do want to drive, look out. Carmageddon outside. But I also, we have to worry about like our pipes and everything. We got to worry about the sprinkler systems and all that kind of stuff freezing over. It's a lot of maintenance to have to go through when it's just freezing outside. Now, thankfully, this cold spell is not supposed to last very long. It's supposed to last, I think, until Friday is when it's over. Not like the one that we had a couple years ago. That was terrible. When I walk outside and it's -1 outside down here in Texas, brother, I'd just put a fork in me. I'm flash frozen at that point. That's way too cold. Yes, it did get down to -1 here. That was ridiculous that year. Now, that was the first time that I've legitimately worried about pipes bursting. In fact, I did have one burst, and that sucked. It was an expensive repair. And I know, people are like, oh, -1, that's nothing. I know, yeah, everything's a competition. Cool, it gets colder up there than it does down here. Still, it doesn't make it suck any less. It also doesn't make this run suck any less. And the curses are non-stop on this run right now. I mean, like, this run sucks, but it sucks in a way that is manageable, right? It's not a crawl because we've got a good amount of utility here with our items, but we need to get better stats. Getting one singular tears upgrade to combat an already tears downgrade is we're basically back at square one with a little bit better tiers. We really need to get movement speed. We really need to get more damage and tiers. HP, thankfully, has been one of the bright spots of this run, along with money. But if we keep getting greed fights in our store, money doesn't matter. be a perfect time for us to get like Candy Heart or get Keeper Sack or something like that. That would give us some passive upgrades. And again, you're seeing here, this is why you want to get proficient at using orbitals. I know it's easy for me to say, especially after I've played this game forever. And you see me do it, but seriously, do it. It's not a flex. Being good with orbitals is essential in this game. That means that you've mastered movement, you've mastered the ability to think about secondary versions of damage, secondary forms of damage, I should say. And it gives you a leg up in the competition if you happen to have terrible stats. The orbitals, even though they've been nerfed and even though they're crappier than what they used to be, they are still definitely usable. They're viable strats if you can control them properly. And Sack Dagger is the easiest one to control. It's got a very wide hit radius. It does a very large amount of damage. It doesn't spin too fast, but it's very forgiving when you go for the flat edge of the Sack Dagger. It's quite easy to use when you get the handle of it. It's using orbitals as offense is less about the orbital themselves and more about the movement. The Hangman card. This is definitely the way to the boss, so we need to double back for item room. Right here. And of course, it can also be used to block shots too. I don't use Sack Dagger very much for defensive purposes unless I'm going up against Blue Baby or Isaac or Mom's Heart or something. Again, Infamy is great and all, but it's not a game changer. It's a fantastic defensive item. It's possibly going to save us from getting a couple hits, but it still does not give us that boost that we need to get to the next level on this run. That's what we're really missing right now. We need to get just some basic overall stats. Otherwise, we're going to be in for a slow grind of a run here. We go. We got Fate, so we got Flying, and again, we get more Red Heart HP, which is good. HP has been in abundance on this run, but yada yada yada, basic stats, yada yada yada. You know what we need. I think that we have enough HP now to where we can get very aggressive with Sack Dagger to help out with the lack of DPS from our basic stats here. Again, you see here, even with me only having 0.88 movement speed, I'm still able to effectively use Sack Dagger. That was a great block by Infamy. I'm still effectively using Sack Dagger for offense, despite us not being extremely mobile. I meant to go up there and place a bomb. I didn't think he was going to do that. Yeah, this is going to give us range of all the stat upgrades. Range was the one we didn't need. That's unbelievable that it didn't give us movement speed, actually. So consolation prize, you really boned us there. That is a huge disappointment. That should have been movement speed. And another Curse of the Blind. Okay. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. 2 Curses of the Blind, 2 Curses of the Unknown. And I think we had Curse of the Lost on floor 1, so... yeah, this is... so now's the time. Now's the time to use this information to switch your mentality. This is no longer a run that we're going to just blow out of the water. This is now a survival situation. We just have to out-tank and out-think the run. Range down, luck up. Range down, speed up. Fine. So if there's any solace to this situation is that we did not qualify for boss rush anyway, so we wouldn't have taken anything in there. We do still need to find the shop though to at least get some HP. We got a fool card here so we can get out of a challenge room in case we need it. And yeah, I mean we can bomb the. Like I probably should have used the charge beggar to get some charges on the deck of cards, because it's not like we're gonna at this point it's not like we're gonna need to spend any money on anything. I mean, I'm gonna buy everything in the shop, but I am almost guaranteeing this is gonna be a greed fight. And that's not me being pessimistic, that's me being realistic. I know I recognize the signs of this run. Well, there's a double charge key. I mean, that right there gives us 2 extra free cards, so yeah, we're definitely getting a greed fight now. 99 cents. The game is not going to allow us to get anything with our money. Some people often they ask me, why do I leave the map up? Why do I hold my finger on the map key so long? It's because I scout out while I'm moving, I'm doing 2 things at once. And if I ever do another eye tracker episode, which could be a nice new sub goal, I think that'd be fun. If I ever do another eye tracking episode, you'll see how often I look at the map. I'm most of the time not looking at the screen or looking where Isaac is. I'm looking at the map. Because I'm trying to figure out where to go, where to navigate, that sort of stuff. Half the time I really don't need to be looking at stuff on the screen unless we're in a bad situation, or if we're looking at like a close quarter combat situation. I got to look at where the orbitals are and stuff. Wow, there wasn't a greed fight. Mom's bracelet. Yeah, we're good. I'd be able to get back to 800 though. That'd be nice. Or not. Okay. Alrighty. Well, now this is where the arguments begin. This is where the people who watch these videos, this is where they'll be like, well, you're kind of hurting your run by not going for the blind item. But yeah, I could be hurting my run, or I could be helping it by not taking a bad item in there. So you just never know. Knowledge is power, and sometimes skipping out, finding out something bad is also power. You don't have to worry about. It takes all the doubt of taking a bad item and possibly bricking your run, or making it more difficult for you. But it really doesn't need to be. Like this run's already difficult enough. Is there a possibility of more upside? Yes, there's a possibility of more upside, but that's only because we don't really have too much more ground to cover from the bottom of where we're at right now. But you gotta think about long term in this situation. What are the odds of us getting something exceedingly powerful and very, very, very helpful for this run in one singular item room on Depths 2? Probably not very. It's a little too late in the run for us to really be looking at getting something huge. Like I wouldn't even take I wouldn't even want Polyphemus. Polyphemus would be the death of this run. We would need something like Skinny Odd Mushroom or something like that to really help us out, because our damage really can't go any lower. Like, obviously, it can go lower, but you know what I mean. Relatively speaking, a 30% damage reduction from Skinny Odd Mushroom, for example, would be a huge improvement over what we have because of the movement speed and the tiers upgrade that we would get. Very nice little shortcut here with the secret room. We're not going into the curse room. There's no reason to be spending any soul hearts right now. If we spend soul hearts, the only thing we're spending soul hearts on are premium S-tier Devil Deal items at this point. So this has got to be a landmark floor for us like floor 2 was. Floor 2 was good. Floor 2 got us a little bit out of the doldrums, but now we're looking at a situation where our lack of movement speed is going to be a killer. And again, I vocalize all these things to keep in mind is not to complain. You know, a lot of people misconstrue this as complaining. It's you're self-reporting on yourself to make sure that you're aware of the situation at all times. It sounds silly in Isaac, but I promise you, if you start doing this kind of thing, if you start recognizing the situation that you find yourself in, I promise you, your play is going to improve. I promise you. Look at that, we have 3 speed up pills here. Yeah, buddy. Now we're looking at a situation where we're feeling good. Friends till the end. It's fine. Even if we get a speed down at that point, it's worth risking the speed down because we just got 2 speed ups. We don't care about a little bit of a range down. Our range sucked anyway. I still really am not using tears as our primary source of damage here because Sack Dagger just flat out is better. It's better DPS. It's still not. There's no downside to it except we have to get closer, especially with us getting even more movement speed. We're safer. But obviously, the bosses continue to not give us any boss drops. So this Judgment card is where all of our money is going to kick in. No, the Gimpy's good, but absolutely not. I'm going to take the Necronomicon prematurely here because it only costs us 1 heart to do so instead of us rolling into something that costs us more than 1 heart. Sin Robes, I think you got to take it. It's damage. Dark Prince's Crown, it would give us a massive DPS upgrade for sure. The only problem with that is that it does cancel out. It does cancel out our. It cancels out Polar Invincibility, but I think that this is worth it, as long as we stay active with it. So, and remember, we have an Emperor card back here, so we definitely are keen to use this Emperor card in the chest. So, it's an improvement for sure. Unlike the last couple of runs, we do not have card reading to help us out and port us out of here. So, staying aware of the situation, as silly as it sounds in a game like Isaac, it can really keep you focused and it makes you understand the weight of the situation a lot of times. And just even a little bit of focusing like that, you'd be surprised how much it improves your play. Contract from Below coming up clutch there, giving us 2 soul hearts. We still have a chance to get a Devil Deal. I'm not saying this just to say it. I'm not yapping here just to yap it. I'm saying it because these are all things that I've learned from playing Isaac and video games for a very long time now. Sometimes you just got to hear it yourself, even if it's you yourself saying the thing that you want to hear yourself. I took a risk there with taking that soul heart or that eternal heart only because I figured that we're probably going to get another Devil Deal here, I hope, even though it would go against our 36%. Excuse me. Cold, man. Oof, I don't know how we didn't get hit there. We were inside of the Gertie, sprite right there, I think. I'm gonna wait for the rotation and then go with the Sack Dagger here. Great block by Infamy when she starts doing that. Pull back out. Okay, we didn't. Hopefully we find a Temperance Machine. Okay, so based on where the super secret room is, we can maybe infer that that's where Isaac is. Now, this is not a time to be throwing away HP here, so run is not over yet. Me ruining our Dark Princess crown really kind of screwed what we had going for us there. So it was a calculated risk. It would have worked out had we gotten a 2-heart devil deal, even a 1-heart devil deal, but didn't quite make it this time. That's why it's called gambling. Hopefully we find a Demon Judgment that we can reactivate Dark Princess crown. And that's also kind of the reason why I didn't want to take it in the first place. If you recall, when I was saying it's good, but it's going to ruin our Polar invincibility. This is the reason why, is because it has a conditional activation on it. And that's the reason why sometimes you don't really want, in this case, to have a little bit of a temporary boost. It's only temporary if the right situations are present. And if not, if those conditions are not met, then guess what? It's a waste of an item. We could have gotten something else for that devil deal. So now, of course, the argument there is like, well, just don't take 8 HP and don't let it get out of that condition, which is true. Yeah, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20. I was really hoping that we would find another devil deal, though. But it is what it is. We just gotta be aware. Your soul doesn't do anything for us because there's no more devil deals to be had unless we get a Joker card or something like that. The speed up, we'll definitely take that.
Speed up.
Hierophant card is a godsend here. Okay, so this is not where the boss room is. Oh, it is. Okay. Whew. This run was kind of a struggle bus, I gotta say. And again, it's not over yet. Wow. Okay, what was that? We got pinned behind the tiers, and Infamy kept proccing, and that was moving us downward. And all I was trying to do was just use Sack Dagger to block those shots. That was insane. Want to go back in, gotta wait for the fetus to go away. Another great block by Infamy. Okay. We gotta get out of this phase. Hate when Isaac does this, when he keys into your keyboard movements. This is not set in stone, y'all. Even with this Emperor card, this is not set in stone. Don't really have a good bombing opportunity here. Fortunately, the flat stone makes placing bombs and shooting them towards our target kind of difficult. Have to basically pull off the trigger. Okay, that was rough, but let's hope this Emperor card sends it. We should try to clear one more room at least. That was the bishop room there. We should just try to get one more clears so we can get a full charge on deck of cards in case if it gives us something really, really useful. This is not what I wanted to see. Just any room that didn't have a champion boss in it, and we're fine. But especially Black Widow with the turrets. Not a good room. Kind of BM their game. Get a bone heart. Okay, so the bone heart at least is going to act as another another hit. So we got to be careful though. We cannot go crazy and go straight into Blue Baby. Dude, come on, man. Okay, all right. That is unbelievable, Spikes. Me running into you, fine. But pre-casting on us, double tapping, wow. First the loss, we get Glitter Bombs, Anima Sola. We do get a Tears upgrade here. Anima Sola is huge. Might as well take Robo Baby 2.0. We've really thrown here though with that those spikes of that's borderline tilting right there. The boneheaded move to walk right into him while I wasn't looking at the screen, but the double tap is enough to send me over the edge here. Anima Sola is going to lock down Blue Baby. It's a very, very good play against him. Go in and deal as much damage as we can with Sack Dagger, drop a bomb, and back out. Alternatively, we could use Robo Baby 2.0 if things get too hot. It's too close for us to use Sack Dagger right now. And we got to make sure we use Anima Sola when the flies rotate away from him. Otherwise, it's going to grab the Eternal Flies. Good snipe there by Robo Baby. Anima Sola's back up. He grabbed the fly, so he's still free. Ooh. It should not have been that close. We made a couple key errors in that run. Namely, the Eternal Heart was the big difference in that. That was not a good play. And then, of course, throwing away 2 HP there to those spikes was almost disaster. But thank God we had the Emperor card, and that's the reason why we take it all the way. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great start to your Tuesday. Stay warm and stay safe out there for those of you who are getting blasted by this Canadian air. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank the patrons of mine like OWTF Lol, Relat01, and Levi. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of tonight's episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.